Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to this morning's episode. As many of you know, my name is Tom, and tonight we are going to discuss why killer whales don't belong in captivity. Also joining us is Emily, a former orca trainer at SeaWorld, and she's going to provide reasons why she quit her dream job. Good morning, Emily, and thank you for being here with us.
Good morning to you too, Tom, and thank you for having me.
Our pleasure. So I'm going to jump right into it. You used to work at SeaWorld as a trainer for the killer whales, correct?
Correct.
So what does the job as an orca trainer entail?
Well, working as a trainer for the orcas, you sort of have a role of being their parent. They really depend on you because you're the one that feeds them, nurtures them, and spends quality time with them. So they really count on you to be there. But while doing all this, you are also working with them to learn new tricks so that they can perform in front of large crowds.
Wow, so you played a significant role in the orcas' lives. What were the performances like, and what went into preparing the whales for them?
Well, we would train with them every day, having them practice tricks for us, and if they did the trick correctly, we would reward them with fish. If they didn't, they were not given the fish. Also, they would perform shows with orca trainers a couple times a week, and to me it seemed very unfair to them because they were made to do it.
That's incredible that they were able to perform tricks. But orcas are massive. How does one go about training them?
It actually isn't that difficult, surprisingly. Killer whales are one of the world's most intelligent creatures. They have a massive brain that is loaded with memory cells, much like the human brain, which helps them with remembering tricks. Also, the orca brain has exceptionally complex wiring for sensing and analyzing their environment. When killer whales are kept in captivity, we are misusing their incredible intelligence for our own personal entertainment.
That's actually amazing that they have similar brains to humans, and I agree that it is inhumane to have them perform. But after the show, where do the whales go?
That's actually one of the most saddest parts about orcas living in captivity. In the wild, they have the whole entire ocean to roam, but in captivity, they're kept in small confined pools. In the wild, they could swim up to 100 miles a day, but in captivity, there's barely enough room to swim at all.
That's so sad. It's basically like they're living in a bathtub their whole life.
Exactly.
Having these orcas live in such terrible conditions, that must have some impact on their mental health, correct?
Yes, living in inhumane conditions affects them tremendously. Depression, stress, anger is not uncommon for captive killer whales. Actually, it's present in almost all of them. Some are even given medication to help them cope.
I feel so sorry for them. They are forced into this life that they didn't choose to have. Are there any physical characteristics present that show signs of these diseases?
Yes, almost all killer whales in captivity have collapsed dorsal fins, but in the wild that is never seen. The collapsed dorsal fin occurs when the whale is suffering from depression.
That's terrible, but there has to be something that would make them happy while they're in captivity, right? Aren't they at least with their family?
No, when they are captured, they are separated from their families and put in an unnatural social group. Like humans, orcas rely heavily on the company and support of their family members, so they live in large groups called pods. Each pod has its own language and behaviors that are learned and taught through generations. So when they are separated, they are put with killer whales from different pods, and they are unable to communicate, leaving them feel isolated and alone.
I can't imagine the pain these killer whales feel every day being away from their families with no one to talk to. I can't believe we are still keeping these whales in captivity. Thankfully now, through research, experience, and technology, we have all this information. Thank you for sharing with us, Emily.
No problem. I just want people to be aware of what is still going on in places like SeaWorld. It's horrible that we keep orcas in captivity, and that's why I quit as a trainer. It felt wrong to be a part of.
Yes, I agree. But we are just out of time, so thank you for listening and tune in next week for another episode.